Hey everyone, Hans here with another clay tutorial. It's been a while since I posted one of these, so I figured I better make it a good one. Today we're grabbing an entire list of United Kingdom agencies and we're going to score them for outreach, and we're going to do a whole lot of other fun stuff to make sure that we know that we're reaching out in a relevant way. It's been a while, like I said, so I'm really excited to dive in. Let's do it. Here we are in Clay, and for some background, what we do now is that we run a consulting slash done with you slash done for you business. So we have two offers where we do all of this for you, and we do all the scoring, but also the script writing, the outreach, everything that you can imagine. And we recently also added the option to actually call your leads. So we have appointment setters as well, and then we also give you the option to actually learn this together with us, so you can take all of this and take off all of our findings, all of our learnings, and you can actually learn how to do this for yourself and set it up for yourself so that you have the skill and everything in house. Now, in order to get that offer to the market, we're going to reach out to agency owners in the UK, in the United Kingdom, in this case. And what we did is we started with a broad list from Apollo, and in that list we were looking for just all UK-based marketing agency owners, just really broad. And then we started narrowing that down and qualifying that. We want to make sure that we're super relevant when it comes to our signals, when it comes to our outreach. But I always say that the list is the message, or segmentation equals personalization. So what that means is that you don't need this perfect AI agent to go to all these people, their LinkedIn profiles, and visit all their websites, and you name it. You just need to determine before you reach out what are the main reasons that we want to reach out, that people work with us, that people hire us. So what are the main pain points that these people have, and how can I tie this into a signal? So, for example, a lot of the agencies, they still are, using a founder-led sales motion. So it's them doing the sales. So they have some calls, maybe some leads come inbound, or maybe they try, sending some LinkedIn messages, and then they have to do the sales call. They have to do the fulfillment. Everything is on them. And that for us is a signal where we can say, okay, if we can determine whether or not that person is still in, founder-led sales mode, then we want to use that and say, hey, as a founder, still doing sales, fulfillment, it's just difficult, hard to get things off the ground. And, you're managing clients here, but then you have to get new clients as well and all that. So that for us is a signal that we can use to make our messaging really relevant. So then it really is just a matter of reverse engineering that signal. And there's a few other signals. So these companies could be hiring for salespeople, so they're actively looking to grow their sales force, and a few other things that we look for. So how we do that is we have some custom scrapers, some rapid API scrapers, some other stuff that allow us, for example, to get Sales Navigator insights. And this gives you some really exciting insights if you're a nerd like me. So first of all, it gives you, information about the company that you can just get from Sales Nav or from LinkedIn and from other sources. And then it also gives you insights, so hiring insights, so the amount of new hires, so you can see, okay, when did they hire new people? For example, in March 2024, they hired one employee, and then that way you can determine trends. You can see, okay, last year they were growing a lot, or they haven't hired anyone in months, so they're really like they're a bit stagnant. So I can tell them, look, if you want to get back to growing, then you name it, right? And it actually gives you the growth periods as well. So like last 6 months, how much did they grow, that type of thing. Then what is interesting for us is the function headcount insight, their headcount by department. So we can show you that here. So for example, engineering, you have this many people, human resources, they have this many people, finance, this many, etc. So why that is relevant, we want to know how many people they have in business development, how many people they have in sales. If that number If those numbers are zero, okay, chances are they're still on founder-led, sales. And then that is the signal that we're going with. So we then have a variable here, or a signal that we determine that says, okay, there's still founder like growth. And then we can use that for emails saying, hey, as a founder doing sales super hard. And we literally have people in their inbox saying, listen, what you said really resonates with me. So yeah, go ahead and let's talk, and let's continue this conversation. So that is without any additional personalization in some cases, and just saying, listen, I can tell from the outside, I can tell that this is very likely something that you're experiencing that's painful to you. This is how we solve it. So segmentation equals personalization. Then the good part is then this you can also have as, we have in our HubSpot, we have a view. So in here in HubSpot, you can actually see the signal that we picked up on this. And that is something that our cold callers can see as well. So they get added to a list, they get added to our dialer, and they can see, okay, what was the signal that was picked up for this person, and then they can use that on the phone with that person as they're calling them. They can actually speak to their pain points as well. So it's not just something you can use in your emails. So that is how we segment these people. Then, if they actually do have salespeople, then we can see if they're hiring for salespeople. So that means that they're really actively, engaged in sales activities. So we can use that. Then a few more things that we're looking for. So one thing is a lot of our activities are centralized or are built around HubSpot. So HubSpot is a really central piece of what we do. So we check in their SPF records if they're using HubSpot. So that if they do, then chances are they're sending either marketing or sales sequences from HubSpot from their main domain. And that is something that we want to call out as well, even if it's just like a really simple section saying, hey, notice that you're using HubSpot for sequencer or marketing emails from your main domain. Let me know if you need any help with deliverability or what have you, right? So or here's a resource around optimizing that for deliverability. A lot of things you can do with that. You just want to make sure that you're able to see it, and then you can call it out whenever you want. Then if they have a business development or a salesperson on their team, we find that person, so we can use that as a variable as well, which can be in calls or in emails or anything like that, where we then say, hey, how's John doing on the sales department, right? Or there's like the sky's the limit with that. There's a lot of different use cases for that. Then we run Zenros to scrape their website. And this is especially helpful if they're a small business, because they get you phone numbers and they will tell you if it's a mobile phone number or not. So that isn't as useful with larger businesses because you're not sure who that phone is for. But if it's a small business, only a few people, then most of the time that's the founder, their mobile number. And then you can just add that as a backup number that the callers can ping as well. Then here, what we do is we get client case studies. So we go to the website and we just check if there are any case studies published. If not, there's a fallback, and then we can say, we're clients like basic example, but we're clients as impressive as Optage Infusion, what have you, or clients as impressive as, and someone actually very impressive clients, like they signed the UEFA, for example, Airbnb and Root. Those are some pretty impressive clients. Reddit, you name it, right? So we can call that out saying, hey, and you can call that in a lot of different ways, saying, would you like to sign more clients, just like a case study there, or so that you're working with clients like Apple Group and XYZ company. I bet that leaves you very little time left to experiment with outbound strategies, that type of thing. A lot of different ways you can use that, and then we make sure that we sync everything with HubSpot, and then we sync everything with Smart Lead, and that's how we reach out. And then obviously everything is integrated there, as in we have custom steps. The moment someone exits a smart lead sequence, they go into HubSpot. If there's a phone number present, we call them. So from a revenue operational point of view, we make sure that we do our best to make the best of this list. You can segment that saying, okay, listen, we have limited capacity. It's just me as a founder. These are, let's say, potentially 10,000 people in here. I'm not going to be able to reach all of them. Then you just can say, okay, listen, let's prioritize our signals because we know, okay, founder led, that's a huge signal for us. Those are usually people that that this offer really resonates with, and let's determine the business type. So if they're, for example, SEO agencies still in founder-led growth, that's our, those are our tier one accounts. Then those are the ones we prioritize and those we call. The other ones stay in an email only sequence. And then if we have more time, more capacity to also call other people, then they get pulled in as well. There's a lot of different ways you can go about this. And your, let's say, your go-to-market strategy is for a very large part determined more by your capacity rather than anything else. And that's how we set this up for clients as well. So if that's something that you're potentially interested in, reach out. And otherwise, just stick around for the next video. I appreciate you watching this one, and hopefully see you for the next one. Bye bye.